Hi everyone, Debbie Pebble here. We are going to go into Scroll Cup. Scroll Cup's been around for about a week now, so you might have already played a little bit of it, and you might be used to your team. You might want to try something different. So here's a suggestion for you. And before we get into it, if you're new, welcome into the channel. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe. That would really greatly help us grow the channel. But yeah, let's go into the team. We're running MANTINE, we're running Annihilate, and we're running Gastrodon. So this is the team that was suggested by the PvP Perth crew, so thank you again for their guidance. And yeah, it's been working out for us. We'll go through the team and kind of see what we come up against. Now, I'm not in, I suppose, into the ELO range just yet. I'm just taking my time this season to play a little bit when I can, and not to get too stressed about the leaderboards or anything like that. We're just enjoying playing GBL, so I'm kind of catering these kind of videos for you guys that are just playing here and there. So let's get into it. Okie dokie, into game one, and we have our MANTINE in the lead and our Annihilate and our Gastrodon in the back. Now, we're against a Drapion, Drapion rather, and I wasn't sure how this would go. They went for a crunch, which brings us down to like about half health. Our defense did drop, so we're just doing a bit of chip damage here, going with the Aerial Ace and now dipping out into our Annihilate. Now, with the Annihilate, we're not running a Shadow one, so we could actually take a crunch, but we decide to preserve some health and try and counter down this Drapion. The second crunch would probably go through here. Oh, actually, it's an Aqua Tail, so we safely don't shield, just manage to counter down to get as much energy as possible. Now we're against the Bibarel. Now this Bibarel, these Rage Fist won't do much damage to it. However, it will boost our attack. So now these counters are adding up against this water and normal type. So it's actually quite to our favor to keep doing Rage Fist to just get just get juiced up basically to do as much damage. And even though that Masquerada charmed us down in 2 charms, that we were able to get it to almost half health before we got rid of our Annihilate. So now we bring back our MANTINE. We have our Aerial Ace ready and be able to secure that first game. All right, into the next game, we're actually against a Mandibuzz this time. So 2 flyers, 2 very bulky Pokemon. And unfortunately for our opponent, whether they weren't tapping or whether that was potentially lag, that we managed to get quite a few wing attacks before they could start doing their fast attacks. So we get to our move pretty quick. We launch an Ice Beam, and you can see for a Mandibuzz that actually has quite a lot of HP. And when it's already into the yellow, we build up to the next Ice Beam. They are able to launch their attack, which might be a foul play, and we're still in the yellow, but we can get this Ice Beam off here now. Now, at this point, they probably will let it go. Oh, no, they decided to shield. So we will just keep generating as much energy as possible. We get actually to the 3rd Ice Beam. So they have to make a decision now to stay or to go. They've got a lot of energy, and they actually let it go, which is really, really interesting. And now they bring in their Toxapex. So thank you, MANTINE. They've done their job. Now we can bring in our Gastrodon quite comfortably, knowing that it does really well against Toxapex. And now we both switch. They go into their Brion and I go into my Annihilate. Now, Annihilate does not like the charms at all. However, because of the Rage Fist, it's able to punch down quite well. And Brion is, I won't say squishy, but it's probably like in the middle. So I think when you see something with charm, it's very easy to get scared in Scroll Cup because there's a fair few charmers. I think it's just trying not to get too freaked out when you see a charmer come through and be like, okay, what do I have? What can I do to try and get their charmer out of the way as quick as possible? Now at the end, we've got our Gastrodon against their Toxapex, and that's GG. On to the next. So this is what we don't want to see in the lead. We see a Morpeko, and Morpeko, our MANTINE does not want to see it. So we bring in our Annihilate. They bring in a Shadow Hitmonlee, which I was quite surprised with, and we managed to do so much damage with our Rage Fist that they didn't even get an attack off. Now, from this point, they've got their 2 Pokemon. Most likely the Morpeko will come back out. We are already boosted up with our counters, so we managed to take the Morpeko down. I think they're not even tapping. at this point. I think this is like, I think they've quit the game at this point. And then they bring in their Umbreon, which basically means that we're just going to, most effectively is this counter down. We're going to launch a Rage Fist just to get that extra boost to, obviously this person has, oh no, they're back in the game. They're actually, oh no, they did a bit of, they chose to tap a few times before they top lefted. Okie dokie. Now we see a Farfetch'd, which is not something that I have been up against. No, I can't remember. But I think with all the particular moves that it has, that it shouldn't really do too much damage to a Mantine. They go for a Leaf Blade. So I was like, yep, that's fine. With the water and flying typing of Mantine, it's quite neutral, which is quite good. I think Mantine is actually a really good pick within the Scroll Cup, so that it does have that coverage. Goes for the second Leaf Blade. We're into the yellow, however, we now be able to get to the next Aerial Ace, and this should really quite comfortably take this Farfetch'd out. They're already down one shield as well, and now we get to face a Guzzlord. Now I was trying to get to the Ice Beam, but obviously Mantine did not get there, so we bring out our Annihilate. These counters will do quite super effective against the Guzzlord. Guzzlord goes for the Dragon Claw, and we're just trying to get to this Rage Fist. We overfarm just a little bit and launch this Rage Fist. This Rage Fist is not super effective at all against this Guzzlord, but now our counters will do more damage. So hopefully we can get it just to be farmed down. Three counters and it's gone. And we're against a Lucario. So with this Lucario, I find Lucario definitely is a particular Pokemon that is a bit squishy. So yeah. All right, and now we're actually, instead of seeing a Farfetch'd, we see a Surfetch'd, which is kind of cool. Look how gold it is. But I think it has like similar charge attacks as the Farfetch'd. I don't know my ducks very well, so I'm gonna have to look up what movesets they have. But yes, it goes for a Leaf Blade, so we're kind of using the same strat as before, and now they're using their Bombardier, and we get to our Ice Beam. So I believe, like, wait, hold on, are all these Pokemon shiny so far? And they're shiny, right? I thought that sparkles will come out when they come onto the GBL battlefield. But nevertheless, we get our Annihilate to counter down the Surfetch'd, and now it gets a Shadow Shiny Tentacruel. What a flex. And they are top left. So what I'm finding with these battles so far, that they're quite fast paced. I know like the footage is 150% fast, but yeah, it is a lot faster than your standard battle, even with all the top lefts that we had so far. Now we're against a Masquerada, so it's not too bad. We're actually in a pretty good position. We can see that they're already in the yellow. We're still in the green. We can safely actually not shield, and look how little this flower trick actually does to the Mantine. Now they bring out their Gastrodon. I go for the Ice Beam here and see if they shield or not, and they decided not to shield, so you know, we did take a good 40% of that Gastrodon. It can't really hit us too hard. I'm not sure it will even KO. No, so this Mantine still hangs on. Now we can bring out our Annihilate to just do as much counter damage to get to our next fast attack, which is most likely Rage Fist. But yeah, it's interesting to see the Masquerada. I don't know if I love my Charmers, but I'm not sure if I would bring in Masquerada. So far it just seems to be a bit weak in certain teams, and against an Annihilate we can see there it's just giving us energy, and we can see now an Incineroar. I don't even know what to say. It's pretty cool, honestly. Like an Incineroar is something that I don't think I even have used in Great League, so to see it on the battlefield is interesting, and it looks pretty spicy. Look, Blast Burn still takes us to half health. I wasn't sure how much damage. I thought it might have been a what's the other move that Incineroar has? Write it down in the comments. Now, if you wrote in the comics Darkest Lariat, you are correct. All right, now against a Shiftry. So this is going to be a bit tough. But I suppose this is kind of where we want to see it. It does Leaf Blade us, and we're just trying to get as much energy, trying to get on good timing. We are now able to launch this Aerial Ace, and they decide to shield. So again, a bit of a tough spot because we want this Shiftry gone. So we don't shield the first one, and we just switch out. They also switch out into their Pelipper. Again, I was like, oh, okay, how do we get past this? The Pelipper can run Weather Ball, it can run Hurricane. So Hurricane obviously would probably just one hit KO this Annihilate. We go for the Rage Fist just to try and do a bit more. We won't get to the second Rage Fist. So the Pelipper is into the red, and we're in a bit of a tough spot. So it's almost Gastrodon against the world. We do have 2 shields, so we are going to try and do as much as we can. These Weather Balls, they just get, like, Pelipper gets there so quickly. So it's really interesting. I think if you don't have a Mantine and want to run a Pelipper instead, it's probably a good choice. This Shift Tree obviously has Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade will just take this Gastrodon out pretty quick. So I think at this point I'm like, oh, I'm not too sure if I can get to like double moves. We go for the Body Slam. They do have 1 shield remaining, which is really difficult. Oh, they decided not to shield the Shift Tree. They have 2 Pokemon left, and now against a Medicham, which yeah, I think we have nothing against this Medicham. It has so much health. I try and get to this Aerial Ace, but I believe they still have a shield remaining, so it will be used there. So yeah, Gastrodon against the world, didn't quite get there, didn't quite get to the Earth Power. I'm not even sure if Earth Power would have taken this Medicham out. I suppose it depends on how many XLs they have for their Medicham, but yep, didn't work out for that one. Alrighty, and now we see a Whiscash. So the Whiscash thing is always like, do they bait or don't they bait? If they run Blizzard, I'm like, oh no, because I like to think that they will bait, so that they will run their Mud Bombs, but we shall see what I did here. I can't remember. They actually generate a lot of energy and they switch out. Now they go into a Slowbro, which is the regular Kanto one, and we switch out into our Gastrodon to, you know, just take all these confusions. They now, I think this is a Surf, which will do quite a bit. Oh, Water Pulse actually, and yeah, we go for our Body Slam. So an interesting team thus far. Slowbro, so far with all the games we haven't seen one, so we managed to take that down. It brings they bring their Whiscash back out, and I feel like, yeah, we decide not to shield. We let this Gastrodon go. We can bring the Mantine back, and even Annihilate does quite well against Whiscash. It's only got half health left. We bring in the Mantine. They manage to go for the next move. I'm not sure. And I think I don't shield, and they do Blizzard us because I'm like, oh yeah, surely they will bait. I've got 2 shields. They didn't bait. So we go for the Ice Beam against their Mandibuzz. We bring out our Annihilate, and we will have to take some of these moves, but we do have 2 shields, so we can shield the first move. They go for an Aerial Ace. We go for our Rage Fist to try and basically increase our attack on our Annihilate to try and get this Mandibuzz down. It's only on a little bit of health left. I think we do shield on this last charge attack from the Mandibuzz. Managed to take it down. Now this Whiscash is on a little bit of health. They do have 2 shields, so what we're actually going to do, instead of just trying to counter down, we're actually going to try and use a little bit of just trying to like increase our attack. Now also, they have shield, so why not? We now the Annihilate is gone. Now we just basically try and wing attack down. We don't actually get there, so that's a bit unfortunate on our end. I think that was winnable now looking back at the game, but yeah, should have shielded the Blizzard. All right, and this one we're against a Gastrodon. This will take a little bit of time because obviously their Mud Slaps aren't doing too much to our Mantine. Earth Power Body Slam isn't going to do too much with this Mantine, so we're actually just generating a lot of energy. They decide to switch into their Toxapex to save a bit of energy from their Gastrodon because they know that it's just going to take ages in that position. But because it brought out the Toxapex, we can safely bring out a Gastrodon, lock ourselves into this swap because we know that this is a very, very, very good matchup for Gastrodon. We can almost like Mud Slap down, but we actually opt to go for the Earth Power just to try and knock it out, and they choose not to use their Protect Shield, which is great for us. So Toxapex is now out, but they do still have 2 shields remaining. They bring out their Brionne, and this Brionne does have Charm, so you can see how much damage it actually does to the Gastrodon, but we are in an energy lead, so we go for the Body Slam. They decide to finally use a shield, and then we get to the second one. They may decide to shield here, knowing that, oh no, they don't, and the Brion is now into the yellow. So if we bring in the Annihilate, obviously these charms are going to hit hard. However, we know that we can get to the Rage Fist pretty quickly. So we are going to shield their Disarming Voice, which is a good shield. And now they actually bring in their Gastrodon again, and we can actually get the Rage Fist and try and counter down as much as we can. We have a shield remaining. They have no shield remaining. So it's kind of like, oh, do we think they're going to go for a body slam? And we decide not to shield their body slam, which means it's not very effective. If they're earth powered there, I think we would be knocked out. So it was a bit of a call. And yeah, managed to Rage Fist the second time, also counter down the Brion. So that charm didn't even go through because counter is 2 turn, whereas charm is 3 turns. So yay, in our favor. All right, and we're against another Masquerada, but they go into a Jellicent. So Jellicent's a bit of a hard one. Timing is important here. Unfortunately, I don't think I did very good timing in this battle, but we will see. The Shadow Ball connects, and we've got quite a bit of energy with that. We can do an Aerial Ace, and I think we're 70% to another one already. We switch out into the Gastrodon to just try and get a bit of an energy lead, and we don't shield their next move, which is another Shadow Ball. Again, now we have 2 Pokemon that are into the yellow, and they're still on their first Pokemon, which is the Jellicent. They get to their second, or their third move now, which is another Shadow Ball, and we're hoping we can Mud Slap down. So we've got energy on both Pokemon, but we're kind of a lot of like less health than themselves. We go for the body slams. Now these body slams will do, well, I think about, what do we call it? About 30%. So if we get to, we didn't quite get to the third body slam, but we did get 2 because I decided not to shield. And here we kind of have to think, going, how much did we have back in that Mantine? Now we have enough to get to an Aerial Ace, but we decide to actually just farm down the Masquerada, not shield. And now it's just this Annihilate against this other Annihilate. This Annihilate has 2 shields. We have 1 shield. This is a really, like, uphill battle. However, I think because we're slightly in the energy lead, it kind of, I'm not sure if it'll be in our favor. We have to not shield one of these, and it's better to not shield the first one because the second one will be the attack will be increased because it would be buffed. Now we go for our second Rage Fist. They can safely shield. And now this is the one that we need a shield, because if we don't shield, this Annihilate's going to go. And yeah, we basically, I think it's down, I think this was literally down to IVs because we managed to win that game incredibly. So that's it for Scroll Cup. I hope you enjoy it. There's another week left of it, and I think it's a really nice niche cup. So if you're looking to try out a team, definitely give this one a try. Obviously, if you see something like Morpeko, get out of there. You've got 2 Pokemon in the back that can help cover that if you do go against it. But otherwise, yeah, it was really fun. So let me know if you try out the team. Let me know what teams you're bringing. Let me know if there's something that I haven't seen, or if this team is extremely weak to something that is blatantly obvious that I can't see. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and like I said earlier, if you really do want to support us, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.